Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bull sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Sagittarius, July 2021 money and career. Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Sagittarius, July 2021 money and career. Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So at the bottom is the energy that grounds us. The top is the energy that crowns us. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Temperance, which represents us in the major arcana. So we're coming through here very strongly, the very essence of ourselves as a grounding force. And then we have the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, or if you have if you have water sign energies within your chart, these are going to be coming out very strongly during this time. So do be mindful of that. That part of your personality will be coming out strongly. We have the Two of Swords and the Empress. That's really beautiful. There's intensity here, and there's going to be a road opening up when it comes to your career and when it comes to what you want. And this is something that you've been thinking about for quite a long time. So let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Sagittarius, July 2021 money and career. Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Listening, the throat chakra. Yeah. And we see that here with the Two of Swords and the King of Cups. There is, as Spirit was saying before, there is something that has been building up within you that you're going to be needing to step back and embrace the throat chakra, embrace the art of listening. Because so often with the throat chakra, we think of talking, we think of expression, but so much can be gained and so much can be understood through the beautiful art of listening. And it's something that we don't really have a lot of during this time in our world. Everybody talks, everybody wants, but not many people are willing to listen and open to listening. So this is going to be a time where if we step back, if we meditate upon our throat chakra, if we listen to what our heart is saying, we even just start listening to our heartbeats, our breath, and becoming aware of our body, our soul, and ourself, that is going to really help us progress within our career. Even though it sounds funny to say, you might be sitting there and saying, Dane, this is about money, this is about career, where are the pentacles, where are the wands? You yourself are a wand. So you're represented by fire energy in the minor arcana. You're coming through as the essence of yourself here, Sagittarius. And so that is the passion, that is the fire, but it has to come with the heart and the mind. And there's something beautiful being created and cultivated for you during this time. The waters are flowing forward. And if we're not in alignment with those waters, we're going to miss a highly creative, highly intuitive, highly expressive time. So do be mindful of that, because there is a lot of intensity here. So let's see, what is the energy that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? July 2021, money and career. What is the energy that Sagittarius needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, 2. Okay, we have the Chariot and we have Death, which is funny because these are water sign energies. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, right? So Cancer and Scorpio come up. So we can get too much in our emotions. We could also be really led by people who are emotionally charged during this time, meaning that they're very deep within their emotions. Their emotions just might not be right for you. So when we have somebody who's really passionate, who's really expressive, who's saying things that we can relate to, but maybe not all the way, that's where we have to be mindful. These are going to be people who charge ahead, and there are going to be secrets around them. This doesn't mean that they have to be water sign energies. It would be so much easier to say, okay, just steer clear of all water sign energies. No, you're actually going to have blessings come your way because of the embrace of water sign energy, whether it be a person or whether it be an idea or an expression of self. But here it's saying be very mindful of charging forward. Yeah, against one part of yourself, the subconscious and the conscious self not being in line. Be very mindful of people who keep secrets. Be very mindful of the people who charge ahead, who we can tell, there's just a bit of chaos around them, but we can't really put our finger on it. We don't really know what that chaos is or where that chaos is coming from. We can think during this time, okay, I can bring the balance. I can bring the greater understanding, the balance. That's what we are, Sagittarius. We're seekers, we're developers, we're people who are more in line with listening than others are. And so this is going to be a blessing to us during this time, but this can also be something that's very overwhelming. We don't know, how are we going to move forward? Where is it that we're going to be? What is it that is coming within our lives? And so during this time, we need our balance. We need to say, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I desire. This is where the listening to ourselves, we can easily be listening to other people and to other things. And that's going to be something that we have to be mindful of. Again, they're going to speak to us emotionally. Emotionally, we can think, wow, they have all the answers. Oh my gosh, they see things so much more clearly than I do. But what we have to be mindful of is what's balanced for us. And are we trying to overextend this sense of balance and harmony? Meaning, what is our work and home life balance like? How many projects are we taking on? Are we always saying, I'll do more, I'll do more, I'll do more, when really everything is just starting to shatter just a bit and become overwhelming? Be very mindful of what you are saying you will do, because it's not that you can't do it. So I was just going to say, be very mindful what you say you can do, and Spirit's like, no, you can do it all right? And that's going to be one of the things that is hard, Sagittarius. You can do a lot. You can bring a lot to the table. Do you want to? And will it feel like a blessing, or will it feel like a burden because you are doing this? So that's going to be something to be very mindful of during this time, because we're going to see that the roads that we thought were the way that we should be walking, the things that we thought, okay, this should be me. I should be walking forward this way. Life isn't going to turn out exactly the way that we visioned. Now, if we're older, we already know this. We're sitting there and we're like, well, I had all these plans, when I sat down and I thought of my life when I was 15, and I gave myself time frames and said, oh my gosh, this age is going to be so old and I should have everything figured out by then. We've already come to the realization that it doesn't work this way. And here with the Two of Swords, we're going to see that roads are opening up that might not have even been in our sphere of thought, our sphere of consciousness. So what's going to be very interesting is how we're balancing ourselves as we're moving towards something greater, something more, as we're starting to say, you know what, I don't want this, but I do want that. That isn't a part of me, but this is. That isn't the way I want to move forward, but there is beauty and passion and brilliance here. And so during this time, we have to, and Spirit is saying it's important to, so I have to be true to me, and I have to listen to where I want to be, because when we start to do that, we'll start to say, okay, I can bring my attention here, and I can hone it, and I can move it forward, and what I will bring out of that is going to be much more quality production of ideas, work, prosperity, than if I spread myself so thin. And we're also going to see the way that we thought things are going to play out in the month of July. It's not going to be actually how they play out. And that can be very frustrating because we can go in with these severe thoughts, the sense of this is how it's going to be, this is what I'm going after, this is what I want. And then all of a sudden, our ideas change, our perspectives change, things become astoundingly important to us that maybe we hadn't thought of before. And then that leads us to the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very important. And he is one of my absolute favorite kings because he says, I rule only me. And that's very, very hard. Okay? When we look at kings, excuse me, and the sheer idea of a king is that he rules everyone, right? He rules his people. And the queen, too. The queen rules her people. And so here we have this place of power. We have the empress, which is actually more powerful than a king, and we have the king. The King of Cups says, I rule only me, because that's the only person the King of Cups rules. The King of Cups' throne is in the middle of the sea. He's not surrounded by cities and people, or, even land, so you can think, oh, okay, the people can come to him easily. He's surrounded by himself, by his emotions, by his ideas. And that's what life is. We are not surrounded by the answers for everyone. We're surrounded by figuring out the answers for one. And that's us. And so during this time, we're passionate and we're creative and we're looking at things differently. And we have to say, what is right for me? What is it that I need? How is it that I move forward? This isn't a time to lay all the burdens on you and say, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to figure out. This is why I have to figure it out. If we do that, you'll actually see that you'll put on the brakes. You'll get so overwhelmed that it's like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this anymore. And what's more, I don't want to. So the King of Cups is saying, look inside yourself. Connect with the work that you need to do. Of course, we all have tasks that we need to do, people that we need to take care of, bills that need to be paid. We uphold our responsibilities because responsibilities are important. But we also look at us and say, what do I need? What do I want? How do I move forward? What do I love? And what's sacred to me during this time? Am I having to give up something sacred for somebody else? Am I having to forego my dreams? Because somebody once told me I would. Once laughed, once said, what makes you think you're so special? And that brings us to the Empress. The Empress births forward creation. And it's so interesting. I was listening to something, I forget what it was. I don't know if it was a book or a podcast. And the person said, women are referred to as Mother Nature because if you think of it logically, women are the mothers of nature by choosing a partner, by creating the genes coming together. They perpetuate nature of people, or at least of their offspring because of that. Now here, we are perpetuating a nature of creation. What we are creating is coming forward and is going to permeate the world in one way or the other. This is going to be a time where we start looking at things differently. We start saying, do I let this dream go forward? Do I know what it is that I want? Am I calling a blessing of me into my world? Or am I stopping me? Because the Empress is a voice that was forgotten, being given power again. The Empress is the power of creation, being understood and honored and being considered sacred. Not sacred in a reproductive way. Sacred in a way of, this is my idea, and I need to bring this into the world one way or another. I need to take the steps closer and closer to creating something beautiful, to creating something powerful, to creating something that holds the nature, that holds the ideas, that holds the values, the dreams and the hopes that I want. And we might be saying, what does this have to do with career? What does this have to do with my bank account and with my job opportunities? This is a time to clear house. This is a time to declutter, organize, and focus, whether it be at work, whether it be at home, Because once the energy is able to flow within our workspace, within our living space, we are going to see ourselves starting to gain power, to gain greater ideas. We are also going to start to see ourselves being able to see different routes more openly, more honestly, and things not being burdens, but things becoming blessings. And that's what we're going to be able to create. We have to be very mindful of this at this time, not letting our emotions run rampant with us, because it's going to be very easy, not letting other people come in, hijack our emotions, getting involved in office politics, feeling like we're undervalued, underappreciated, because even though we might be, and some, we might have sold ourselves short for the sake of balance and harmony, for the sake of security. But there's this need to listen to what do I want and what are the steps I need to take to start changing, to start pushing myself forward, to start going after what I want to create within my world and how I want to define and embrace and embody my existence. This leads us then to go deeper. Creatively, this is a very powerful time. And if you're looking for the answer to a problem, this is a time to embrace the meditation of ideas, but this is also a time to let yourself carry forward ideas. It's like keep a notebook with you, because you'll be surprised with the things that you come up with, or talk it into your phone. Let the ideas come, because you'll be surprised where they'll take you. You really will be. You'll be surprised at how you sprout wings and start to fly, Sagittarius. You really will be. Show me more deeply, Sagittarius. July 2021, money and career. Show me deeply, Sagittarius. July 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, well, here we go. The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is tricky because we tend to take in everybody else's words, everybody else's wants, everybody else's sayings of things, and we're not focusing on ourselves as much as we should be. So the Nine of Wands is saying here, stop. Stop listening to everybody else, because emotionally we're taking it all in and we're going to think, how can I please everyone? That's going to be our first thought. Like, how can I please everyone? How can I make everybody happy? And if you've ever noticed, the people who say, I'm not going to make everybody happy, I'm going to do what needs to get done, they're always the ones who seem to make it. They're always the ones who seem to get to where they want to be. So this is saying, don't be so agreeable. Don't be so agreeable, and don't let other people's opinions become a gospel truth. Because there's something here that someone has said once upon a time, and I don't know when it was or why it was, but it laid down the pathway. And only now are we starting to shatter that pathway and say, there's more here to me. There's more here to me. But we can easily be pulled back in by just listening to everybody else's nonsense, listening to the collective they, and, oh, you can't do this, and, oh, you can't do that, and what makes you think that you're so special? What makes you think that you're not? And what makes you think that the extraordinary cannot be part of your ordinary? The Nine of Wands has stood and stays standing throughout the war. Now it is time to embrace your ideas, your joys, your introspections, your desires, and open up the door. Walk through and say, there's greatness here, and I'm taking it. The subconscious energy for this time, starting with the chakra energy, is psychic development. This is the third eye chakra. We're lifting the veil from our eyes. We're seeing things more deeply, more intensely. And this can be very upsetting when it comes to career, or when it comes to life in general, because we're seeing beyond the veil. We're seeing more truthfully. And this is a time where we can think, I'm just doing it wrong, or I thought that person was on my side, or this is what I wanted from things. And it hurts us when they don't come to pass. And so when our psychic development starts, or when it can even be our intuition, if you're not comfortable with saying psychic development, when your intuition becomes stronger, this is a time where we need to listen to it. And that's why the third chakra and the third eye chakra are coming together. Listen, the psychic development is coming. Listen, your holistic self is telling you, your psychic self is telling you how to move forward, what is needed. And it's also saying, step back. Our world, it is so easy to fall into anger within our world. And there is a sense here of saying, let the holistic truth, let the healing truth come forward within you. And let that power of creation and ideas guide us. Because even if we have a side job, or just a hobby that becomes something more over time because we've nourished it, because we haven't listened to everybody else. You might have a job that pays the bills. Why? Because being able to pay bills is astounding. And I mean, that is a wonderful, wonderful feeling, not living from paycheck to paycheck, worrying about the electric bill, the food bill, everything like that, thinking that going for, $1 hamburger or $1 coffee is way too expensive. Being able to pay our bills, but then being able to do something that feeds our soul, that's important. Until we can get to the point where what feeds our soul also brings us prosperity. It can be. Or we want the pension. You want the pension. You want to get to retirement age. You want to, get for your 401k and everything like that. That's commendable too. It's saying don't listen to what the world has to say, whether it's the extreme, quit your job, join the circus, run away, be free, or if it's, be steady, do what is expected of you. This is saying do not fall into public pressure. Embrace what needs to be embraced that gives you balance, harmony, and peace. Because every life is different. And every purpose is different. Our energy to be mindful of during this time is the Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. People who use their words astoundingly well. And this could be a person who uses their words like weapons all the time. They are in their element when they are kind of ripping things apart and putting them back together in a way that serves them. So just be mindful of that. That's not all air sign energies, of course, but this is the energy that's coming up during this time. And it doesn't mean that this person has to be an air sign energy. This person can just see the goal that they have, know that they are a warrior, they're going to get there, and whoever they need to cut down in order to get to where they want to be, that's who's going to get cut down. They might be very emotionally manipulative, make you think, oh my gosh, you're on my side. Why would I confide this bit of knowledge to you? Why would I trust you? Why would I be here talking to you if I didn't trust you, if you couldn't trust me, type of thing. So just be very mindful of this. Our subconscious rooted energy. 4 of Wands. This is new job opportunity. This is also moving house, celebration, but this is saying here, celebrate your life. This is the minor arcana marriage card. It can be also that we're very dedicated to what we are passionate about during this time. It's career, but it's also because we are the wand, right? We are the passion. We are the career. We have to be very passionate about ourselves, about our beauty and our prosperity and our intensity and who we are and what we want and how we're developing and where it is that we want to be in the bigger picture that we have. What ideas are we married to within our lives? What are the things that we thought, I'll have this, or you know what, not for me? And letting that be expressed, letting that be beautiful as we create and cultivate and move things forward. Our subconscious crowning energy is the 8 of Swords. We're going to get in our own way. We're going to overthink and overanalyze, and it will make us feel trapped and overwhelmed. And this is when we let everybody else's thoughts come at us, but we also, instead of trusting our own instincts, instead of listening to ourselves, we start worrying. We start worrying, and it's that hamster wheel of endless, countless worry. And it's saying, you know what? No, I can't let this worry destroy me, be me, overwhelm me, overpower me. I need to be who I need to be. I need to embrace my passion. I need to embrace my joy. I need to take off the blindfold and to free myself because the ropes aren't tight and see what is holding me back. Because in my head, it is greater than it actually is. And plus, she can walk away. She can walk forward, out of surrounded by swords. She can walk backwards, out of surrounded by swords. But because she doesn't know, because she's been told, this is where you stay. And you have to stay there. That's what she believes. What have we been told? What have we been telling ourselves? What words echo in our heads? And this is also the part of listening, that comes to us when we're quiet and we're listening. What voice echoes in our heads that tells us that we can't, that says that path of success isn't for you, that failure, that was inevitable, that job that you've always wanted, it's out of reach? Is it the voice of a caregiver, a parent, a lover, a best friend, a sibling? Who told us we couldn't? And why are we letting our wings be clipped? It moves us to our subconscious energy that dives us deeper. And it's the Three of Wands. There are new horizons, passions, and intensity. This is about jumpstarting our careers. And we might be laughing and saying, no, this isn't a jumpstart. No, but this can be jumpstarting a career for our souls, to embrace and embody and better ourselves. And this is what we're doing. We're seeing that new horizon. We're seeing that new beauty. And we're moving forward within it. And deep down, this is what the time is about. It's about breaking down the barriers and saying, I deserve this. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our bounty and our abundance. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius.